The sun was brutal that morning, beating down on Fort Reynolds like it had a grudge, and General Richard Caldwell was loving every second of his spotlight. The guy lived for moments like this: crisp uniform, polished boots, the perfect crowd watching his every move. What he didn't expect was me. Just another quiet face in the back, blending into the shade like a shadow that I was there to disappear, honestly. My name's Maya Thompson, or at least, that's the one I use these days. 8 years in the service, most of it in the dark, buried under operations nobody's supposed to talk about. People used to call me Phantom. Now I just wanted coffee, quiet, and anonymity. But Caldwell had other plans that I could see him scanning the crowd. You know the type, the practiced smile, the subtle condescension hiding behind tradition and standards. His speech sounded harmless on paper, sure, but every word carried an edge. Every glance said exactly who he thought belonged and who didn't. And then his eyes landed on me. "You there," he called, loud enough to draw every head my way, in the navy blouse. "Step forward." I hesitated for half a beat, but training kicked in. Calm steps, steady breathing, neutral expression. I stopped in front of him, and that's when he smirked. "Tell you what," he said, holding up an M4. "Why don't you show us how it's done?" Always nice to see a civilian try. Laughter rippled behind me, polite, nervous, complicit. Caldwell leaned in, voice dropping just enough for me to hear. "Try not to embarrass yourself." I should have walked away. Should have kept my head down. But sometimes pride takes over before reason catches up. "The standard issue M4's fine," I said, voice steady. "Target at 300 yards. That got a few raised eyebrows. That be why the time the rifle settled into my hands. Muscle memory had already taken over. Chamber check. Sights adjusted. Breath steady. Caldwell looked smug, like he was waiting for me to fumble. For shots later, the smugness was gone. Perfect grouping. Dead center that I didn't stop there. 500 yards. 700. 900. Each shot cracked like thunder. Each target fell. The range went silent. I set the rifle down gently, like returning an old friend. "Thank you for the opportunity, General," I said, stepping back into the crowd. That's when the whispers started. Someone finally recognized me. "Wait, Thompson," as in Phantom. Phones came out. Caldwell's jaw locked. He smiled, but his eyes, those gave him away. He knew exactly who I was. And worse, he remembered why my name haunted him. That night, Caldwell pulled every classified file with my name on it. I didn't know it then, but his revenge started before I even left the range. By morning, reporters were calling, stories were dropping, and somehow I'd gone from a quiet veteran to a rogue sniper accused of unauthorized kills. The footage hit a few hours later, a perfect video showing me shooting an unarmed teenager overseas. Millions saw it. The hate came fast and loud. Threats, protests, news anchors calling me unstable, dangerous. But I knew the truth. The footage was fake. Problem was, proving it wasn't easy. Deepfakes are scary that way. The better you are at your job, the easier it is for someone to rewrite your story. I called Colonel Eleanor Brooks, my old commanding officer, mentor, and the one person I trusted. She didn't hesitate. "Meet me," she said. "We fight back, but we do it smart." Turns out Caldwell wasn't just trying to ruin me. He was hiding something bigger. That fake video, it wasn't about justice or discipline. It was personal. Years ago, on a classified mission, I'd taken a shot through a sandstorm 2 kilometers out. High-value target. One clean hit. Mission successful. What they never told me was that the man I killed was Caldwell's son, a traitor, embedded with insurgents. And Caldwell buried it to protect his name. Now, he was rewriting history to bury me instead. Brooks and I had one option: get the original helmet cam footage from the secure military archives. Sounds simple, right? Except those servers were locked behind biometric gates, armed patrols, and motion sensors designed to catch ghosts. But I wasn't just anyone. Tomorrow night, 0200 hours, the facility would reboot its security systems for 7 minutes. 7 minutes where every biometric lock went offline. That was our window. Brooks set up a distraction at the main gate, a staged security breach pulling half the guards away. I slipped through a maintenance tunnel beneath the facility, my old gear hugging me like a second skin. My hands moved without thought, years of muscle memory guiding each step. Inside, the server room glowed red under emergency lighting. I plugged in our drive, heart pounding as code scrolled across the screen. 6 minutes left. Then boots thundered in the hallway. Caldwell had sent private contractors, the kind who shoot first, ask later. The fight was fast, surgical, silent. Non-lethal shots, close quarters takedowns. 3 minutes left. I grabbed the drive, slipped back through the vent, and vanished into the night. Phantom, reborn. Back at Brooks' safe house, we uploaded everything. The original footage, mission files, and intel proving Caldwell's cover-ups, including evidence of racial discrimination across his command. We didn't leak it to one outlet. We dropped it everywhere. Within hours, the narrative flipped. News channels ran the full mission footage, showing exactly what happened. The armed target, the firefight, the clean shot. Caldwell's name hit headlines alongside words like corruption, cover-up, and abuse of power. Public opinion turned overnight. Veterans spoke out. Former subordinates came forward. Even Captain Lucas, Caldwell's right hand, testified against him. The Pentagon launched a tribunal. And me? I just showed up and told the truth. The courtroom was cold the day they stripped Caldwell of his rank. Every medal, every honor, every carefully curated illusion clinked into a box one by one. He stared straight ahead, jaw tight, refusing to meet my eyes. I didn't need him to. Justice wasn't about watching him fall. It was about everything that came after. The reforms started small but real. Promotions became transparent. Performance reviews untangled from prejudice. And months later, when the Phantom Veterans Memorial Center opened its doors, I stood on that podium, looking out at a sea of faces, soldiers, veterans, kids dreaming of uniforms they hadn't earned yet. This place, I told them, isn't about me. It's about every soldier who ever fought for a fair chance. Every voice that got silenced. Every truth someone tried to bury. In the crowd, I spotted a little girl, 12, maybe 13, staring like I'd just walked out of one of her comic books. After the ceremony, she came up shyly, braids swinging, blue dress neat and pressed. "Ms. Thompson," she whispered, I want to learn to shoot like you. Can you teach me?" I smiled, kneeling so we were eye level. "What's your name?" "Jasmine," she said, straightening her shoulders like she already knew the weight of that name. "Well, Jasmine," I said, slipping my old combat gloves from my belt and placing them in her hands. "The junior marksmanship program starts next month. These might be a little big right now, but you'll grow into them." Her eyes lit up like sunrise. And for the first time in a long time, so did mine. People think stories like this end when justice is served, but they don't. Truth has a funny way of echoing, out of courtrooms, into policy, into the next generation standing behind you. Caldwell's gone, but the system that created him? That fight's not over. So here's my question. Where do we draw the line between loyalty and truth? Between following orders and standing up when those orders are wrong? I want to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts in the comments, because the next chapter? That's not mine. It's ours.